Hi, Capricorn. I hope you guys are doing really well. It is really hot where I am, like super humid. So I always freeze myself out when it's super humid and hot outside because the humidity like jacks my hair up really bad. And I know that, image is very important to an earth sign. It just is. And somebody asked me or commented on a video why I wear sweaters. Like even in the summertime I wear sweaters, and it's because I like to be in a cool environment, so the air conditioning is always up. And I had to do the Virgo and Gemini videos without air conditioning, and it was like no makeup, my hair was up, I had a t-shirt on, I just didn't give, you know what I mean. I didn't give it. We're just going straight into your cards because you've got a lot of pressure on you right now. And the first card that came out was the Knight of Swords. So that's the pressure. Sorry if the camera is becoming unfocused. That's the pressure that you're feeling right now. And you're like, why the hell do I have pressure on me? Seven of Cups. Well, because some really great things, I don't even want to say really great things, just things. Things keep on happening to you. And they can be really good. They can be really bad. I feel like you guys are working really, really hard. You have your head down and you're just focused and you're going, right? And then Ace of Wands. The universe keeps on showing up. And you're kind of like, is that a universal moment or did I make that happen? Well, Saturn being your planet, your ruling planet, and coming in and being in your sign at the same time really pushes not only you to get things done, it pushes everybody else around you to get things done too, because you're like raising that bar, right? And even if, your life doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not saying that every Capricorn out there is working their asses off and like life is all hunky-dory. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as a Capricorn, you guys just work. Like, that's what you do. You guys are the workers. Hard workers of the zodiac. And you raise the bar and you push everybody else to get there. So your fellow earth signs, Taurus has Uranus coming into their sign. So they're going to be, what's the word I'm thinking of? Their bar will be raised as well, because when Uranus goes into an earth sign, it starts to shake up the foundation. And I feel like you guys are, the story of the ants where you have to gather everything for the winter. Throughout the summer, you gather all the food and stuff, and then you have everything for the winter. That's what you guys do. You gather and gather and gather and make sure everybody's taken care of. And you already feel that shift into a fellow earth sign. You feel that Uranus shift into a fellow earth sign. And Saturn is your sign. So you're like, no, I just have to work extra hard and make sure everything's going really well. And then the universe like throws you for a loop. And then there's the Lovers or a Gemini. This Knight of Swords could be a Gemini, the person that's putting pressure on you. Could also be a relationship, or it could be a choice you have to make in a relationship. Sometimes the Lovers card is all about relationships, but I feel like there's so much going on around you. The confusion is real. Like they say, the struggle is real. The confusion around you is real. But now there's this opportunity that has shown up. Maybe it was just like which is usually out of the blue. And aces, this is free will. We don't have to accept this gift. And we can't make the gift happen. And we can't take the gift before it's time. But it's there. And then we have the Three of Cups, which to me is being in union. I know this could be a lot of celebrations. Maybe you're going out with your friends. Maybe you've met somebody new and now you're hanging out with them. But on top of all this really confusing stuff that's going on around you, here comes this shocking gift of a lifetime from the universe. And you're like, what do I do with this? What do I do now? Well, this is basically Uranus shaking up your foundation and saying things aren't exactly what you thought they were. And Uranus does put pressure. And now, as a Capricorn, you're like, Eight of Pentacles. Okay, I was kind of knocked upside the head by this Ace of Wands. Sorry, I just had lunch and I'm like, really hope I don't have food in my teeth. It's like lettuce, salad in my teeth. Like, that's not pretty. And then there's the other gift, Ace of Pentacles. So now your focus has to switch, because when a Capricorn is really super focused about something and they're really serious about what they're going to do, they put their head down and they do it, right? And they do it well. And they raise the bar for everybody else. And then you get thrown for a loop, out having a good time, you meet somebody new. Now you have to refocus and be like, okay, now I need to build up again. Like, I have to, it's like an architect, you know, like, all right, I got to scrap this plan, start all over again. I don't think that that's really the case. I think that you guys are just feeling like that's what you have to do because you're so confused by it. Like, oh my gosh. And if this is like maybe even something from the past that is confusing you a little bit, because a lot of times this energy that comes in can be really, really heavy, and it can be something from the past that you were like, oh, well, that's interesting. So what do you do? I don't think you have to do much of anything. I think that you guys, I feel like you guys just need to like take a step back and stop working so hard and enjoy yourself a little bit. I know that's really hard for me to say, especially because Lilith is also in Capricorn. When that moves to Aquarius, it'll be a whole different ballgame. But, you know, Lilith is pretty tough. Lilith, I can't even talk. Lilith is pretty tough in Capricorn. It's very like matter of fact, right? And she's kind of, I mean, if you don't know Lilith, look Lilith up. Look up the asteroid Lilith. Maybe one day I'll actually do that. But, you know, like, I would not call myself a professional astrologer. I love learning about astrology and the planets and the stars and the asteroids and what everything means and how it relates to me and how it relates to my environment and all of you, like how it's going to relate for you guys. But I don't, that's not my specialty. So I would hate to do videos on it because then it's like, I don't want to pretend that I know what I'm talking about when I, like, I'll study for it. If I had the time, I would totally like study for it, but I don't have the time right now. So here we are. Anyway, so look at Lilith. I know, I just went off on a little tangent. I feel like you guys just need to, like, have somebody to just kind of shoot the shit with, you know? Because you've been working so hard, and I want to tell you to just kind of calm yourself down a little, right? Temperance yourself. Temperance, temperance. Because it's all coming. I mean, naturally, you already naturally have these amazing gifts coming in from the universe. And you're confused at like, well, you know, I don't even feel like you have to work as hard as you're working right now. It's already kind of falling in line for you. And it may not be your dream job, or it may not be like that. I feel like there's a dream relationship here on the horizon for you. But the Two of Wands and Temperance are really making me feel like you kind of have a decision to make right now on where you... Okay, so the Two of Wands in this deck is different than like the Rider-Waite deck. The Two of Wands here, I call it my comfortably stuck card. There's one foot tied to one wand and one hand tied to the other, and he's happily talking to a bird. Like, that dude doesn't want to make a decision or move to save his life. You know? So I feel like you're going along, and then you're starting to feel the pressure of everything, and now you're like, oh my God, I feel the pressure of all of this. It's okay. It's okay that Uranus is kind of shaking your world up a little bit, because you've already been working so hard and planning so hard, and the universe works behind the scenes. We have Judgment at the bottom of the deck, by the way. The universe works behind the scenes for you. And when the universe works behind the scenes and we're not seeing it, that's why we get so confused, because we're like, but that's not how things were supposed to go. Shocking, right? That's not how stuff... I'm being really particularly Virgo right now, because I'm trying to show you, like, the universe is working for you. And I don't want you to be blind to it. You may have a lot of options and opportunities. If somebody rushed in and put a lot of pressure on you and said, I really want things to go this way, and you were like, but that's not the way things are working out, you put your head down and really started working very, very hard. And now you're kind of stuck in that need for balance. So we also have Sagittarius here. Other than Gemini, we have Sagittarius. Which I say Sagittarius because I have the Queen of Wands. So is it the Queen of Wands that has you all torn up inside? Like, I don't know what to do. Everything was going as planned. Planned. Like, that's the word of the day, right? Nine of Swords. I don't know what to do. Everything was going as planned. Knight of Pentacles. Now I have to slow down. Now I have to be very, very careful about the next move I make, or things could get hairy. Page of Swords. Knight of Wands, there's the Virgo, Hermit, Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles. So really up in your head, this person got you all twisted up inside when they showed up. Like, wowza. And slowed your roll. I want to say, I almost feel like you don't completely trust this person. And that's another thing, like, that I was kind of feeling like they were from your past. And if they are from your past, this Knight of Pentacles could also be a Virgo that's got you up in your head, by the way. If this is a person from your past, or they came back from your past and it was like really, really super passionate, and then they kind of flew out, and they came back in, and then they flew out. You are very, very cautious about that energy right now. And that might be why you're so twisted up and why you've got your head buried in work. Or why you're so confused and you're like, okay, I'm just going to keep working and not even like think about it. It's like Scarlett O'Hara. What does she say? I'll think about that tomorrow. I'm not going to worry about that today. I'll think about that tomorrow. I haven't seen that movie in so long, Gone with the Wind. So I don't know. But then we have the Six of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. So to you, you're like, okay, well, if I get back balanced in my physical life, then that'll be victorious for me. So we have more hard work, more victory, some conflict, Five of Wands, Four of Swords, and then the Hierophant, which is Uranus in Taurus, right? Because Uranus isn't going to make life easy. It doesn't have to be dramatic, but it's probably not going to be like super easy. I forgot to tell you guys that there's a special for your soul lesson. If you want to get a reading this month, I have specials on the FaceTime, Skype. I also do Facebook Messenger readings. Check those specials out for me. And there's a new reading I'm doing, which is you get to there will be 3 different soul lessons that you are learning right now. And it's pretty cool. So that's on special this month too. Just want to get that out of the way. Check my website, fearlessintuition.net. It just popped in my head, and if I don't say it, I'll forget. So Giving some more, and this is really the Capricorn way, right? When you give to people after working so hard, you give to people, that is a victory for you. And you're really shying away from conflict. 5 of Wands and the 4 of Swords. You're like, I'm not having that. I'm not having any conflict. So you might be either cutting out this Virgo because they got you up in your head, or cutting out this fire sign because they're too wishy-washy for you to even imagine being around them. Like, you know, why does a Capricorn want to deal with a wishy-washy person anyways? You don't. But really, like, in the center of the reading, what keeps on grabbing my eyes is, like, this serious, serious focus. You know? I almost feel like this serious focus of the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles is overshadowing the Ace of Wands and the Lovers. Like, super overshadowing it. Because you almost just don't want to deal. You don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to have the boat rocked. Well, I got to tell you that Uranus going into a fellow Earth sign will rock the boat a little bit. You know? And you can't go into that energy in fear, because you got to know that as you are doing the work, and clearly you are doing the work. The universe is working behind the scenes. I don't know how many times I have to say, I almost feel like that should be the name of this video. The universe is working for you. And that's what bothers you. Because you want to have control over it. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? You want to have control of what's going on, and you're like, okay, universe, that's enough. That's enough working behind the scenes. I don't need it. Right? You're going to get it. You're going to get it. So I hope your May, the second half of May, is really good. If there is conflict surrounding you and either a fire sign or an earth sign, I don't blame you for retreating. Nobody wants to fight. But I do want to say, like, and I'm having to tell this to almost all the signs, like, don't sweep your feelings under the rug. Like, don't just push it away and think that it's just going to go away on its own, because it won't. There really is a need to like temper yourself and to, you know, maybe rest and heal and relax, but don't ignore the problem, because the problem will come back when Uranus goes into Taurus, because our foundations, money, money and finances, that's the same thing. Finances, stability, your home environment, your work environment, things will get shook up. Some people it'll be bigger than others. It just kind of depends on where you are in your journey. But you don't have to be afraid of it. And I think that, you know, just being a fellow earth sign that I am, being a Virgo, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be shook up. Like, we don't move as fast. Even though I'm mutable, I still don't move as fast as, say, like a fire sign or an air sign. I sit and I plan before, you know, and then Uranus goes into one of our, you know, sister signs, and it's like, oh, so I'm going to be forced to change something about my life because it's not working. And that's what happens. When it's not currently working, the universe comes in to change it. So that's what we have to remember. So don't be afraid of the change, because you guys are, like, seriously doing the work, and you're working very hard. And I do feel like the gifts that you're giving to the world are bringing a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. You're being recognized for it. So keep going. Just don't ignore the problem. Fix the problem. Otherwise, Uranus is going to fix it for you, right? Okay, my dears. Check out the InstantGo app also for a personal reading, or my website, fearlessintuition.net. I do all of the readings, the Twin Flame Soulmate, Divine Partnership readings, and then the specials, the Souls Lesson. You can ask me questions on there, and I do FaceTime readings. So the whole gamut. Pretty easy to navigate. Email me if you have any issues navigating the website. I love you guys so much. Have a really wonderful second half of May, and I'll see you for June. Bye.